Bianca Belair expected to undergo finger surgery after year-long WrestleMania injury. Seth Rollins spotted training amid WrestleMania return. Finn Balor's streak comes to an end ahead of CM Punk title match. Femi rejects heel or babyface label after main roster call-up. Has WWE given up on the Wyatt Sicks? Cain Velasquez WWE return unlikely amid prison release. Let's get started. Bianca Belair expected to undergo finger surgery after year-long WrestleMania injury. Bianca Belair is officially heading into surgery, and this situation is more serious than many fans realized. On February 15, 2026, Belair took to her Instagram stories to confirm she is scheduled for finger surgery on February 16th, nearly a full year after the injury that has kept her out of action since WrestleMania 41. The former WWE Women's Champion has not wrestled since April 2025, when she competed in a physical triple threat match against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky for the WWE Women's World Championship. That bout turned out to be the moment everything changed. During a chaotic top rope sequence, Ripley came crashing down directly onto Belair's hand, a landing that initially looked painful but proved to be far worse behind the scenes. Months later, Belair revealed the injury was much more complicated than a simple finger break. "I broke my knuckle, not my finger, the knuckle joint. I thought it was going to be a straightforward 8 to 12 weeks, but it's been almost 6 months." She also described just how brutal the moment was inside the ring. "Rhea landed straight on my hand and crushed everything in my finger." Subsequent reports confirmed the damage was severe, with the finger reportedly broken in 3 separate places. What was first expected to sideline Belair for a couple of months has now stretched close to a full year, forcing WWE to remain patient with one of its top stars. Belair did make a brief on-screen appearance during summer 2025, serving as a special guest referee at Evolution, but she has not returned to in-ring competition since WrestleMania 41. Now, with surgery officially scheduled, it appears both Belair and WWE are finally opting for a definitive fix, rather than continuing to manage the injury conservatively. With WrestleMania 42 rapidly approaching, the timing couldn't be more interesting. If the procedure goes smoothly, this could be the final hurdle before Belair begins her road back to the ring. However, depending on recovery time, the surgery could also delay her return even further. Either way, Belair's next chapter is now in motion, and the WWE landscape could look very different once the EST is fully cleared to compete again. Seth Rollins spotted training ahead WrestleMania return. Seth Rollins might be way closer to a WWE comeback than anyone saw coming. The former world champion has been sidelined since September, when Braun Breaker brutally attacked him and exiled him from the Vision, a beatdown that ultimately cost Rollins his title. Shortly after, Rollins underwent shoulder surgery following an injury suffered at Crown Jewel. But now, with WrestleMania 42 just 9 weeks away, there's a major update. Rollins is officially back in training. New videos making the rounds online show Rollins grinding in the gym, running through leg workouts, but the real headline is his upper body usage. He's clearly using both arms and showing no visible signs of protecting that surgically repaired shoulder. That's a very encouraging sign. Reports have already suggested WWE wants Rollins ready for WrestleMania, and speculation is heating up that he could be the masked figure targeting the Vision. Considering his history with the group and how he was written off TV, the theory is starting to gain serious traction. Rollins returning to active training is a huge boost for WWE's WrestleMania plans, and the timing is very interesting. The biggest wildcard right now? Braun Breaker. He recently underwent hernia surgery, leaving his WrestleMania status up in the air. If WWE is indeed building toward Rollins versus Breaker at WrestleMania 42, both men will need medical clearance sooner rather than later. With 9 weeks left, one thing is clear. Rollins being back in the gym just changed the conversation. Finn Balor's streak comes to an end ahead of title match. Finn Balor finally snapped a brutal losing streak, and the timing couldn't be better. After more than 5 months without a victory, the Prince got back in the win column Saturday night at WWE's Road to WrestleMania live event in Lubbock, Texas. Balor defeated Javon Evans at the United Supermarkets Arena, ending a 166-day drought that had fans seriously questioning his momentum. His last win came way back on September 1st, 2025, when he beat Dragon Lee on Raw. Since then, 7 straight televised losses. But in Lubbock, Balor shut the noise down. Evans came out firing with his usual high-risk offense, but Balor did what veterans do best. He slowed the pace, took control, and grinded out the victory in a competitive back-and-forth battle. And then came the moment that stood out. After the bell, Balor showed pure respect, helping Evans up and raising the young star's hand in front of the Texas crowd, a classy move from the former Universal Champion. And here's the bigger picture. Balor is now heading into WWE Elimination Chamber 2026 on February 28th in Chicago, where he's set to challenge CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. He earned that opportunity after their heated Raw confrontation in Belfast, a segment that ended with Punk himself raising Balor's arm in respect. So instead of walking into Chicago ice cold, Finn Balor now carries something he desperately needed: momentum. Coincidence? Maybe. Perfect timing? No question. Oba Femi rejects heel or babyface label after main roster call-up. As Oba Femi continues his transition to WWE's main roster, one question keeps following him everywhere. Is he a heel or a babyface? After his dominant Royal Rumble showing and a string of standout main roster moments, the crowd reaction has been loud, but far from traditional. He's not getting the clean hero cheers. He's not drawing pure villain heat either. And when the topic came up on the No Contest Wrestling podcast, Oba didn't hesitate. He rejected the label entirely. When asked if he sees himself as the good guy or the bad guy, Oba kept it blunt. "I'm just Oba." That wasn't just a slick one-liner, it perfectly sums up how he views his character. According to Oba, wrestling is moving beyond the old-school good versus evil formula, and he has zero interest in playing a cartoon role. That's how you know you're in that juicy character moment. People ask, are you a bad guy or a good guy? No, I'm trying to transcend that. Wrestling is finally getting to a place where it's not good guy, bad guy. It's human being. We want relatable human beings that people can connect with. That philosophy puts Oba in elite territory. He even pointed to names like The Undertaker, Steve Austin, and The Rock, performers who reached a level where crowd reactions weren't dictated by alignment. Very few people get that reaction. Undertaker, Steve Austin, Rock, it gets to the point where you're just such a strong character that people don't care. He does something bad, they love him. He does something good, they love him. That's a great place to be, and I'm happy the Oba character is there right now. Bottom line, this isn't a heel. This isn't a babyface. This is a force. WWE has clearly protected Oba Femi from the jump, even having him relinquish the NXT Championship rather than lose it outright. Now on the main roster, he's making it clear he's not interested in fitting into traditional boxes. He doesn't want cheers because he's good, he doesn't want boos because he's bad. He wants respect because he's dominant. And if this approach sticks, Oba Femi may never need a face or heel turn. He'll just stay exactly where he wants to be, at the top, and let the audience decide the rest. Cain Velasquez WWE return unlikely amid prison release. Cain Velasquez is officially out of prison, but the real story isn't about breathwork or healing, it's whether WWE would ever bring him back. The former UFC heavyweight champion was granted parole on February 15, 2026, after serving time tied to his 2022 arrest. Velasquez is already promoting a paid holotropic breathwork seminar in San Jose, signaling a shift toward personal and spiritual growth. But in wrestling circles, the focus is simple: WWE. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer addressed the possibility of a return and didn't sound hopeful. "I don't believe WWE will bring him in." Meltzer framed the issue around business optics, not morality. As a publicly traded global company, WWE would likely face heavy national scrutiny if it reintroduced Velasquez after such a high-profile case. Even with some fan sympathy, corporate perception matters. However, the door isn't fully closed. When the discussion turned to Mexico's AAA, where Velasquez previously wrestled, Meltzer noted the outlook could be very different internationally. He would draw for AAA, there's no question. John LaRocca even floated the idea that if WWE had strong ties to AAA, Velasquez could theoretically work Mexico-only dates while staying off US television. Meltzer's response summed up wrestling's long history. Controversy creates cash. For now, Velasquez appears focused on personal growth. But while a full WWE return looks unlikely, insiders aren't completely ruling out creative international or alternative paths. In wrestling, never say never. Has WWE given up on the Wyatt Sicks? Rikishi's latest comments about WWE's handling of the Wyatt Sicks are turning heads. The WWE Hall of Famer is closely watching the ongoing rivalry between Solo Sikoa's MFT and Uncle Howdy's faction, and during a recent episode of his Off the Top podcast, he didn't hold back. Speaking about Bo Dallas stepping into the shadow of the late Bray Wyatt, Rikishi made it clear this situation hits close to home. Rikishi explained that after Wyndham Rotunda's passing, the wrestling world came together to honor Bray Wyatt's legacy. So when Bo Dallas stepped forward to continue that eerie character work, it meant something real to the fans, and came with serious pressure. He also revealed his deep ties to the Rotunda family, including Mike Rotunda, which makes him even more invested in how this story plays out. Because of that connection, Rikishi says he's rooting hard for Bo Dallas, just like he once rooted for Wyndham to succeed in WWE. But despite that support, Rikishi isn't convinced WWE has fully committed on the creative side. According to him, it feels like the company may have dropped the ball, questioning whether the team truly believes in Bo Dallas and the Wyatt Sicks. Rikishi's main concern is simple: Bo Dallas can only do so much on his own. If creative and production aren't fully behind the presentation, the storyline won't reach its full potential. With WrestleMania season heating up, Rikishi says the feud between Solo Sikoa's group and Uncle Howdy's faction should only continue if WWE has a clear, meaningful direction planned. The Wyatt Sicks story carries major emotional weight because of Bray Wyatt's legacy, and now a WWE Hall of Famer is publicly wondering if the company is doing it justice. What do you guys think? Did WWE fumble the Wyatt Sicks storyline?